Hey everyone, Al Fragnoli, Liga Leaders, joined this evening by a very special guest, Ronny Shumaker. Ronny has been a healthcare professional in administration and leadership since 1999, so over 20 years of experience in the healthcare industry. Currently a leadership coach with Intelligent Leadership Executive Coaching, ILEC. Ronny, thanks so much for coming on with us.
Hey, Al, thanks so much for inviting me. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Yes, myself included. I'm excited to chat with you a little bit about leadership. First, before we dive into it, Ronny, why don't you talk a little bit about your background in healthcare administration and then how you got involved with ILEC?
Sure. So in 1999, I actually applied from a one ads and those things that used to print called newspapers. As a controller in a cardiology practice in Dayton, Ohio. And I worked there from 99 to 2013, worked my way up as the controller to the CFO and then the CEO of a large cardiology practice. I was there until 2013. Then I went into as a COO of a hospital in my hometown of Springfield and dabbled and stayed in healthcare, specifically cardiology until 2019 when COVID hit. There was a major layoff in one of the small practices that I was helping run. And I sat home for a little bit. And as I was approaching the summer of 2020, I knew that I made a plan 10 years ago that when I turned 60, I wanted to be out on my own. June 17th of 2020, I signed on with Intelligent Leadership Executive Coaching. And 4 days later, I turned 60. So it was a fast finish. It had been planned for a while, but COVID and in the economic and workplace area made it happen a little bit faster than what I thought.
Fantastic. Awesome. So you've got a ton of experience being around leaders. You're a great leader yourself as a leadership coach right now. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about some of maybe the clients that you're currently working with, that you've worked with in the past, some individuals that you or companies that you potentially worked with throughout your time in healthcare administration. Talk to us about how important it is as a leader to be able to overcome failures. Obviously, as leaders, at anybody, we're going to fail constantly. How important is it for leaders of organizations to be able to overcome failures?
Yeah, well, we face failure daily. And some of my clients, I've had a small client where I did a 6-month coaching journey with a manager of a couple UPS stores and just worked with her on improving her leadership, improving her desire to take her team to greater heights, to improve revenue. Though I didn't concentrate on the bottom line, I concentrated on leadership skills, which has a positive effect on the bottom line. I just finished working an interim position at a major hospital in another state, working with their leaders. And I start on Monday, actually, a new leadership with a major hospital here in my hometown, where I'm going to be working with 9 healthcare directors, ICU, birthing center, cardiac cath lab, and others to work on their leadership development as emerging leaders. The idea that they fail daily, especially in healthcare, we're in healthcare to take care of sick people or to keep healthy people healthy. We never are 100% successful. So working with leaders to be able to mentally handle failure and to be able to mentally get up tomorrow morning and take that step into that job again, knowing that it may not be 100% successful due to the type of patients that we're dealing with. So it's been a daily challenge. It's a challenge I've enjoyed for over 20 years. And now as an executive coach, I'm really looking forward to starting this new assignment on Monday.
That's fantastic. Ronny, you got the baseball jersey on, Cincinnati Reds. I was hopeful it'd be a Tigers jersey, but hey, that's okay. At least it's not a Buckeye jersey. So we'll give you some slack there. But when we talk about overcoming failures, using a little bit of a sports analogy, I know we're big sports people, both you and I always think about baseball and really, if you think about it as a hitter, if you're successful 30% of the time, you're probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. So you can use the sports analogy. You can go into the healthcare administration. It doesn't matter what field we're talking about. Failure is going to happen. Leaders are going to experience it. And it's really, really important that they're always able to pick themselves up so that they can lead their teams. And when you talk about healthcare administration, you mentioned being around sick people and really trying to help them get healthy and get better. It's important to put those failures behind you right away as a leader and rebound immediately, which will lead us into another mental mindset topic or idea, being resilient. This is something that I look up as well in regards to leadership. What can you talk to us about on the importance of leaders being able to be resilient?
Yeah, resiliency is vital to any successful leader, manager of any type. We're always going to face hurdles. We're always going to face roadblocks. And great leaders find a way to get around them, to get over them, to work through them, instead of letting them be a roadblock or a deficit to leadership growth. And it becomes a mindset, like we're talking about. It becomes a mental aspect of, I'm not going to let something unplanned or unforeseen stop me from where I want to take my company, where I want to take my team, where I want to take myself as a leader. So you've got to be prepared, in my opinion. You've got to be prepared to deal with these interruptions, these unplanned, potentially negative interruptions, and show your team that though it's unexpected and unplanned, I will, or the leader will, take that team through that roadblock and continue marching forward to the goals. We can't let a roadblock or a failure keep us individually or as a team or as a company from reaching the goals that we want to get to. So it's definitely a mindset, and it's a preparedness, knowing what today may hold and being prepared for any interruptions.
I love that. I love that you mentioned being prepared for interruptions. There's going to be things that we just don't know that are going to pop up and happen on any given day, anytime. And as a leader, we got to be able to anticipate the interruptions that could occur and be able to be resilient. So I love that you mentioned that. Ronny, I want to wrap it up with another topic stemming around mental mindset. I want to talk a little bit about controlling your emotions. Obviously, very, very important for leaders to be able to control their emotions in a variety of different situations. Not too long ago, I know this will probably make you smile, but Juwan Howard in the handshake line against Wisconsin lost his cool, right? And as a leader, we got to be able to control our emotions. We can't have things like that happen like we saw in that specific sporting event. Talk to us a little bit about the importance of leaders being able to control their emotions on any given day, anytime.
Well, again, I think it goes back to being prepared, to being mentally prepared and somewhat experienced that something's going to happen that's going to ignite your emotions. And people are watching leaders. Your staff's watching you. Your clients are watching you. In my field, your patients are watching you. Other physicians, if you're a physician, and leaders gain more respect by controlling their emotions, being heartfelt, show the caring emotion, especially in healthcare. We want to care about our patients and their family, but all it takes is one slip up to blow up, lose control of your emotions. And you may have worked 20 years to gain the support and respect of your peers, but one moment like that, like a Juwan Howard moment, can just ruin that overnight. And it takes another 20 years to rebuild that.
Yeah, you're so right. You nailed it. People are constantly watching, especially when you're a leader. The higher up you go in the hierarchy of an organization, the more eyes that are on you. Clients, staff, everybody is watching. And I always think about Bill Belichick being able to control your emotions. He seems pretty even keel, no matter how much his team is winning or how bad they're losing. So it is critically important for leaders to always maintain their composure, no matter how dire a situation might occur in front of them. And I love the fact that you mentioned you work so hard to build up your brand, I guess you can say, right? Your name, and it can, with the snap of a finger, just turn if you don't handle things the right way. So,
yeah. And the difference between what you and I do and what Bill Belichick and Juwan Howard, we normally don't have any TV cameras on there with millions of people watching what we do on a daily basis. So I can just imagine the additional pressure of professional athletes or entertainers or anybody that has cameras in their faces. That just adds more pressure to it.
That is so true. Well, that wraps it up for our conversation tonight. Ronnie, thanks again so much for coming on with us. We know you got an incredibly busy schedule. You are a fantastic leader. You're doing great things out there as a leadership coach with ILEC. Why don't you tell our viewers really quick, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, reach out, connect, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
Well, you can either go to LinkedIn and find me on LinkedIn, and it's Ronny, Ronny, and it's Shumaker, Shumaker. I'm on LinkedIn, or you can go to my ILEC website. Or the email. The email is rshumaker@intelligentleadership.com. rshumaker@intelligentleadership.com. Or you can reach out to Al, for those of you that watch Al on a regular basis, and Al knows how to get a hold of me.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ronnie. We truly appreciate it. Enjoy the baseball season ahead that starts very soon here. Good luck to your Cincinnati Reds, even though they were on a fire sale leading up into the season. Ronnie, again, thanks so much for coming on and chatting with us. We truly appreciate it.
Al, thanks for having me. Talk to you soon.
Take care.